number one. But number two, it's also calling out that I don't even think that crossed your mind, the idea that other people are probably out there, putting a target on your back.
There's always a target on your back,
Yeah.
right? So, and we'll get into my arc of how we got here today, but look, real estate is an industry that is completely saturated, right? There's 2.1 million licensed real estate agents. There's God knows how many different companies. And so Robert Refkin came with this vision 10 years ago, right? And I love Simon Sinek, the infinite game concept,
love
right?
Simon Sinek.
Finite game, there's a beginning and end, like a winner and a loser, like football.
Like football,
An infinite game just keeps going and going and going, and sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. And what I learned out of this, and my experience there was this. Look, in a game or a business where you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years of head start, you shouldn't lose, right? But all of these companies viewed their agents not as their clients, not as their customers, number one, right? So if you look at a big real estate brand, a home buyer, home seller is their customer. You go to Compass, the agent is a customer. So it's a whole different experience. So when he came into this with this infinite game concept, right? And when you're in an infinite game, like coaching, and you start playing as a finite player, it's just a matter of time till the infinite game player beats you, right? So I don't ever think about any of this stuff. I never thought about who had an office or who doesn't have an office. I'm playing my game and I want to play offense, right? I'm not playing defense. I don't think about any of these things. And look, I always tell my team this, if things aren't breaking, things aren't going wrong, you don't have new problems that you never thought of to solve, you're not pushing your capacity hard enough. You're living in complacency, right? Because anything that has growth comes with friction. So I learned in our own business at an early age, you have to play into a bigger vision. And if you don't have a bigger vision, what are you really playing into? I'll tell you what you're playing into. You're playing into a balance sheet. And when you play into a balance sheet, you treat people like numbers. You don't treat people like, I always tell people, how many clients you have? I go, we have 0 clients, you have a community, right? Because a community is an infinite concept. If you have a finite game, you're just looking at profitability and numbers, and then people become numbers. And then there's, Tony Robbins says, once you label an experience, that's what it becomes. So when you start just playing this balance sheet game, that's what the people become. That's how your customer service shows up. That's how your sales team shows up. That's how your quota shows up. And that is literally your entire client experience.
Love that.